Denise McLeod.
And I'm Whitney Hunt. And today we are here with Valerie Clark from Apogee Airlines. Is that right? Apogee Airlines?
Actually, not official airline yet, I guess. It's just Apogee Aircraft Services. Apogee Aircraft Services is the technical name.
Okay. How are you doing today? How are you holding up with this whole virus stuff?
Good. Just trying to do our best. We're lucky that we have a really good support team. So we are every day just working on new ideas and trying to hold up and come out of this strong.
Yeah.
So what does your company do? What are the things?
We are a Cirrus partner and training center. So Cirrus Aircraft, it's a very big brand. It's the aircraft with the parachute, basically, in the air for the airplane, not for the people to come out, for the air. It holds up the whole airplane. So we started off as a Cirrus training center. So we train pilots and we support owners of Cirrus aircraft. So we have about 9 Cirrus, regular Cirrus aircraft, and then 2 of the Cirrus jets under our management. And then so over time we've acquired some other aircraft that we manage. And basically we conduct business trips or for the owners of the aircraft. And we just help them manage it. We do all of the maintenance, we schedule all of their maintenance. We do all of their scheduling. We help with the crewing and training. A lot of our even jet owners are pilots themselves, so we help training and we just support them in any way that we can.
Okay. And where are you out of?
Oh, I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Our base is at the Oakland International Airport in Waterford, but we support aircraft that are based in Port Huron, in Detroit City, in Troy, all of the surrounding airports. Even Toronto, we have an aircraft owner there that we help support. So we try to support as much as possible within our region.
Awesome.
Yes.
So what kind of clients again?
So mostly we have owner pilots. So
okay.
Yes. So they would be guys that want to fly themselves but need to learn how to fly. So we get them through all of their ratings so that they can become pilots and better pilots and
I got you.
Maintain their and what. Yes.
Okay. And you offer flight training I don't want to say to the public, but not just somebody specifically for private piloting.
Yes. For Cirrus, you mean? Yes, we
right.
do offer to the general public. It is a little more costly because we are using Cirrus aircraft, which are more expensive than typical other training schools, I guess, aircraft schools. So because of that, it's going to be a lot more costly. So usually the people that want to fly with us are potential Cirrus owners or just aircraft owners that we can help. We also can assist in other aircraft like the Pilatus or King Air, or there are other planes that we support the owner pilots as well.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
So how has the virus affected your company as far as managing the planes and the clients?
Well, in the very beginning, it was great. We thought it would be great at first because nobody wanted to fly commercially. It was pretty active, but that lasted about a week or two, and then everybody started staying in place. And their businesses, which were supporting their ownership, was now also halted. So having their businesses go down affects us because now they're not flying as much, or they can't spend the money to support their own airplanes. So it's been really slow. Unfortunately, we've so far had to lay off 2 of our pilots, and we are really struggling to keep the others busy enough to support their current salaries. So it's we're just really, we know that a lot of people want to fly privately more than ever now because of the virus.
Right.
We think after this we might come out really strong, but we just have to make sure that we're kind of hanging by threads right now. So we need to make sure that we hold on during this time, because that's the crucial part, is just maintaining during this lull. But there's been a shift. So every day we're constructing and we're trying to find new ways to deal with the shift. Like, for example, a lot of these people want to start flying privately more. They want to fly themselves around more. So we've had a lot of inquiries of new potential owner pilots, or trying to get higher ratings and whatnot. So that is a positive thing. It's just we were really busy in February and March. It was like great. Everything was just great. I think everybody's businesses were doing wonderful at the top of the year, and then we just plummeted down. And so that's been the biggest struggle, I guess.
Right.
Is trying
So
to find.
have you had to do anything special to make the airplane safe for people to fly?
Absolutely, yes. So we completely locked we've always had to be honest, a lot of the procedures that were requested of us, we already were doing anyways. Like our doors are locked, but now we really locked them down. We used to open them during the day if the owner pilots wanted to come and hang out or whatever, but now it's pretty strictly locked, and people are only allowed in by appointment or whatever. We try to clean down all surfaces in the airplanes and everything as much as possible. Again, that's something that we really had prided ourselves on before, but now we're doing everything: the doors, the everything in our lobby, the chairs, things that we just wouldn't have thought about before, that were maybe cleaned by the cleaning crew once a week. Now we're on it almost every day. So the cleaning, the masks, it's not easy for pilots to wear masks in an airplane.
Right.
Talk and use them.
Talk, yeah.
But we're trying in the office, any of our customers are around, and obviously maintain distance. We're not shaking hands anymore, which really stinks. I'm a hugger, and so I haven't been hugging anyone. Just trying to do our part and follow those CDC guidelines. We get temperature checks every day from our crew, and also their status, like if they have any symptoms or whatever, we have to find out before any flight that they do. So we're trying to take those measures very seriously and improve. We've added hand sanitizer and
Right.
clean products, little Kleenex things for all the passengers where they can just take them. There's nothing to be shared anymore. No shared candies or whatever. You touch it, it's yours.
So is there a way that airlines can put some sort of disinfectant into the air system that circulates through the planes?
Yeah, sort of, yes. So we also have I forgot about that. We did put one of those ozone what's it called? Ozone blaster, I think. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, so a lot of private transportation companies are using that also. So it's supposed to disinfect the air, just like you said. So we put it in before the flights and just try to kill whatever germs were in there. And so, you know, we only have a couple people that are flying on each flight. Maybe it depends on the family size, but up to 8 or 9 passengers, right? So you're gonna get whatever the people you're with are. But I mean, those are the people you chose to be with. So during that flight, you're gonna exchange spit, I guess, and then after, we try to clean everything as much as possible so that none of that goes on to the next person. But again, they're mostly the same passengers on each plane, so which is really nice. It's a really nice thing about having your own plane or whatever. You might have a couple of specific lessees on your plane, but there are only going to be that circle of people on your plane. The airlines are going to have a harder time with that because they have just constant strangers, and their cleaning time is probably they don't have the lag in cleaning time that we do. We have all night to clean before the next flight. Airlines have to do it within minutes.
Right.
So that's a struggle, I think, that they are going to have. But
You think that'll change someday? You think that the commercial airlines will actually maybe
Slow down.
have time to clean?
So the problem there's so many timing issues with the airlines. So they have their crew, for example, they only have 12 hours that the crew can be on duty. So the minute the pilots get there, that's when their time starts, whether they're flying or not. So if they are doing 2 trips in a day, let's say they're going from Detroit to California, they got to get that plane cleaned up in time for the pilots to make it back to Detroit or wherever their next destination is. It has to be still within their duty day. So that's where that struggle is for them to spend the time cleaning the airplanes. And then if they were to switch planes, well, that's a whole other problem. They parked a lot of their planes, for example, getting enough, they'd have to spend, it would be very, very costly. So it would really increase the cost of flying, basically. But again, that's something I don't know as well as I know private, I guess, aviation. So I'm not sure how they're dealing with it, but I can imagine it would be a struggle for them.
Right. But everybody, private and commercial, are taking steps to protect everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. The commercial airlines are trying really hard and cleaning as much as possible, and it's really sad. They're probably cleaner than ever right now. If you were to fly, it's probably, even though nobody wants to fly on the airline, it probably is the best time to do it.
Right.
Yep. But you're going to hear people complaining, and they jammed us into the airline, and then you wonder, well, did you have the choice between a $300 ticket and a $600 ticket? Which one did you pick? Did you pick the $300 one? Well, that one is probably, it was probably priced lower because they got more people on that plane, so they were able to price it lower. But people don't see it like that.
Right.
So, if you really want to have your own airplane, I mean, that's just not sustainable for these airlines. I don't even know how they were doing it at all, flying with 3 people, on the planes. But it's not sustainable, and I think just the price of everything is going to have to go up, unfortunately.
Yeah, and do you think once we start reopening and kind of get back to a normalcy, that I hate to say that it's just going to go skyrocketing and kind of back to that normal way back like in February. But do you think there will be that drastic increase of, oh, we're back to what we were or starting to? Do you think that'll happen?
I think it's just going to be so different. I think it's going to be different kind of. We were doing so many for Apogee. We were doing just so many business trips, and right now, all of the businesses, they're not going to be traveling anymore. They're cutting out their travel. They're doing Zoom meetings now instead. I just don't. I think the things, but now we're getting more family travel because they don't want to fly their families on the airlines. So I think things are just gonna shift, and I think it's gonna take some time before we get to that. I think it'll be a few years before we get to that place where everybody's comfortable again. It'll take a vaccine and then some time with the vaccine. I think it'll be a few years before we can get to that point where we just are living and, not paying attention to all the germs and all the little nitty gritties. I long for that day.
Oh yeah.
We all do, yeah. Yeah.
I saw a picture last night of one of my friends in Florida and at a restaurant, and it just, I almost cried just looking at the people in a restaurant. It's just something that you just took it for granted. I don't even go out that much, and I just want to be,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah. So yeah, I think that I think for us, I think we're going to have a lot more training. I think that people are going to be buying more aircraft that they can fly their families in. But I think that our business flying, some of it will increase and some of it will decrease. I think it's just going to shift around. Like one guy called us and said, I need to buy a plane now because I am no longer allowed to fly my my company folks around commercially. I just can't anymore. So, one set of people it'll increase, but then there will be it's just going to shift. Things are really going to shift. A lot of people are going out of business, but then new businesses will spark. And
how do you think you're going to do? You think you can wait it out?
I'm trying. I'm printing out numbers every day, and yeah, I think we will. So all of our customers are entrepreneurs, and they're so supportive of us, and they are on the phone with me and my husband every day, trying to think of ideas, ways to adapt. We've been working on doing some training and courses online, help with that aspect while we are stuck at home. But we're also trying to bring down the cost somehow. We're trying to get really creative on costs so that we can attract more of the population to fly privately.
Right.
We've been really working on getting a charter certificate so that, but it just has been delayed with all of this. So, so hopefully we'll have that. That would help a lot. Then we would be an airline, like you asked in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
There
That's
you
the
go.
hope, right?
Yes. So,
Okay.
So it's very frustrating. It's a very emotional time for everybody, I think. So
Yeah.
I feel for you.
well,
You feel
you were-
bad.
You had mentioned that when we interviewed you at the open house at the Oakland County Airport, that there was a shortage of pilots.
yes.
What do you think is going to happen now? Like, if people are starting to kind of want to more fly privately
Yeah.
with the shortage of pilots, like, do you think that somehow they'll balance out?
Well, at the time there was a big time shortage, to the point where you had to pay your pilots more than you were earning on them. So we were literally losing money on our pilots, but we were gaining it by doing we were earning on a management fee, for example, or some other aspect of our operation, and we would use that money to help pay for the pilots, because we need pilots to operate, basically. But now I think that part of our restructuring is we are going to have to lower their salaries, and yes, we've and that will help us get through this hump, and hopefully it will just be temporary. But yeah, that's we've had a lot of phone calls from a lot of pilots that have been recently laid off, and they do not see their job coming back anytime soon. They were coming from maybe the airlines or companies that are just shutting down their flight departments. So the nice thing about Apogee, we have very, very economical aircraft. I mean, if you're going to fly privately, we have the most economical aircraft on the field in Pontiac by a long shot. So I think that we have that as a big advantage to us. And so I know that the pilots see that too. So yes, at this time we have a lot of pilot inquiries, and unfortunately there's no longer a shortage. Hopefully that doesn't last too long, but I think it may last a few years, again, before the airlines can pick up. Really crummy, because it's not just the US. The last time this happened, my husband Josh was flying when he was laid off in 2000, whatever that was, 6 or 8 or whatever that was. It was just bad here, but it was great in Asia. So he was able to take a job in Asia, and we moved to Indonesia and did all of that. But now it seems like it's crummy everywhere.
Right. Yeah, it just hit us worldwide.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what these guys are going to do. I think the only solution is lower salaries and make things more affordable, in that sense. That's the only way for tickets to be priced lower, or things to be priced lower, is for the crew salaries to go down.
So you kind of have to reinvent everything all
Yeah.
over again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Based on whatever economy we're going to have when this is done.
Right.
Yeah.
And hopefully, like you said, temporary.
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. I want to be able to go places and
Yeah, and believe me, I'm not going to complain about the gas costs. Paying
No.
$126, $119. I'm happy with that.
But you're not going anywhere.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
So I
true.
did it
We're
like
not going
once
anywhere.
and can't use it.
Yeah.
I filled up my gas tank, I think, once in this whole 2 months. And I mean, I know, but yes, so things like that, our fuel is half the price right now that it was in the beginning of March.
But you can't fly.
You can't
Yeah,
fly,
can't use it.
but these are things that are making flying cheaper, at least.
Right.
So to help, it's like a big balancing act. So like I said, if we could, because you can't shrink the price of the airplane and the engines,
Right.
and the prices were already set,
Yeah.
prior. But the things that you can are the pilot and the fuel and the cleaning and whatever. If those items can be reduced, then maybe everything can stay afloat and not skyrocket in price or anything like that.
Right.
But who knows how our gas will be this cheap.
Right. Yeah. That's yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say it. When this is over, when we get back to society, how can people reach you?
Oh, well, we have they can email or call us. The best email is the schedule@email. It's a schedule at flyapogee, FLYAPOGEE.com. That reaches a few of us that, so if I don't respond right away, one of us will, but I'm included on that also. That's a great way to contact us. Our website, you can find that email and our phone number on our website also. It's www.flyapogee.com. And if you want to be part of our e-blasts, then you can subscribe to our newsletter on our website, and we'd be happy to add you. Although we haven't had much sent lately, but
It'll pick up again.
Yeah, we're thinking in the future.
Hang in
Positivity
there.
here.
Yeah.
I'm positive. I am. No, it'll be good soon. Things will get better. No, I believe that this will, the minute we're allowed out, it's like a rubber band. They're just going to pull it and whoop, we're all.
Yeah, little confetti.
Yes, we'll confetti out. Exactly.
Yep.
I like Whitney.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Denise, do you have any other questions?
Not, although it was nice meeting you.
Thank you so much, too. This was very fun. I appreciate it.
Thank you, and we will talk to you later.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Whitney and Denise.
Thanks.
Have a beautiful day.
You too.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.